Yeah. Alright, here we go. Alright. Welcome to the first episode of the Suffolk Driver League podcast. I'm Joe Puya.
I'm Dylan Keselowskis, as you guys may know.
Here we go. Today, we kind of wanted to talk about 4 different things. We have a way too early power rankings. We have hot takes, locks of the week for opening week, but also for the year, I talk about a little bit. And then predictions for opening day. So if you guys like this podcast, drop a like, subscribe, and leave comment suggestions for a name. We need a name. So
something, Dylan and Joe, something to do with the name.
I don't know. Something. Drop a comment.
Anything right. Related. We're looking for all names.
So I'll start off with my power rankings, and then you can go with yours. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. So
here, how about this? I'll kind of like give my thoughts on yours. That kind of thing.
Okay.
See what you feel about mine.
Okay. So, for number 1, I put, keep in mind this is way too early, I put Team Satan for number 1.
There are no games played yet, so we really don't have
we really don't know. So, Team Satan is my number 1.
They got 2 solid options.
2 solid options, and Steve.
They got 3. Who's
Cassie. Third is Kurt Toomey.
Kurt
is a wild card.
Kurt's a champion.
Kurt's a wild card.
He's
a champion. People do sleep
Shout
on
out
him.
Kurt from last season. But yeah, I think Steve and Tassie are able to. Those are 2 good
defensive players. Steve is a very good offensive player too, though. So I think that team will be very interesting to watch.
They will have a good season.
Number 2, I have Team Howard.
Team Howard's always
Rob
tough.
Howard, Brian Davey, and Zach Bugley. I think that is a 2-headed defensive.
Any team with Rob on it. Any team with Rob on it's going to be tough.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be a matchup nightmare. So that's why I put him at number 2.
I agree with that.
Now, number 3 through 6 was very tough. Was very tough for me. I think there's a very solid. I think there's a better 2 teams, a worse 2 teams, and then anything in the middle is just kind of like could go anyway.
I feel like going into this season, this is one of the most competitive seasons we're going to have. Yeah. I feel like there's really no defined champion that we could declare right now.
Yeah. So I put at number 3, strictly off of his own performance last year, was Team Flanagan. I think Flanny is one of, if not the best players in the league. He's lanky. He can score on anybody. He's also gritty and will defend anybody on the court.
Shout out Flanny. Yeah. That man's unguardable.
He is unguardable. And then I think Jake and Johnny are just going to provide. They're the most athletic team in the league.
That's hustle right there. Yeah. Those are 2 soccer players.
2 soccer. They will not get tired.
You know what soccer players bring to the table.
They will not get tired.
We were with Jake last year, and he had some good games with us.
Yeah. So that's why I put Team Flanny number 3. Would you agree with those top 3?
I agree with that so far.
All right. So here's where I started to get interesting. I put Team Kaz at 4.
Let's go, baby. Shout out Yaney and Novak.
Shout out to Yaney and Novak. I think you and Yaney will be 2 very good offensive options. Novak will also help you guys out.
I think me, for having the last pick in the draft, I think I was able to put a solid team together.
Yeah.
Yaney, been boys with him ever since I was young. Got that chemistry. Novak, love the kid. Can't have anything wrong with him.
Yep. So then, that's why I went with you guys there. I put my team at 5, Team Chung. Me, Chung, and Brett. I think we can have very good potential if we are all good offensively, which I think is the big if for my team.
See, I feel like a lot of teams, based on your guys' sole performances last season, a lot of people are seeing you guys come into the season as passers, and I feel like if you guys are able to prove people wrong, find that designated scorer, find all those different ways, you guys got passing.
But my big thing with our team is you don't have a team that will move the ball like us. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that run ISO.
I agree that you guys are the most unselfish team.
So that would just tire out defenses.
I agree that you guys are the most unselfish.
So that's why I put us at 5 versus 6. I think 6.
Who's 6?
6 I have is Team Shannon.
Team Shannon is a sleeper.
Team Shannon is a sleeper. I think 6 is very low for Mike Shannon.
I could see. That's my first thing I might disagree with you on.
Okay.
I think I could see Team Shannon falling above me at 4.
I also thought about that.
Just because I could see Team Shannon, Mike, dude broke
records last year.
He had the highest scoring game in 3v3. He had the driveway league record with 129 points, and then the next week broke it with like 140.
It was 143.
Like the dude broke back-to-back weeks, and I just think that if Bodie, if he's still able to shoot like he did last season, that team could be a problem.
Yeah. I also will talk about Mike. We'll talk about Mike later. I have a little bit about Mike.
All right, let's see the rest of these.
And then I have 7 Team Cosme.
Cosme also.
We don't know about Cosme's team.
Yeah.
Tommy and Mo have never played in Driver League.
Team
They're
Enfield.
2 of, I believe, 4 or 5 rookies. This is Team Enfield.
Team Enfield. Cosme took a year off last season, so we don't know if he's going to be coming back different. We know
he'll be good. We know he'll be good, but it's a matter of how.
He subbed last season, and we saw what we could do.
Yeah. So, and then lastly, I have Team Madano. I put Team Madano with the power rankings last year at number 8, and that didn't work out. So this this could be a bad pick. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think him, Tyler, and Jack is just Madano is obviously a great scorer. Tyler can rebound.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler cannot shoot.
And we don't know about Jack.
We don't know about Jack.
We don't know what Jack's
We know he has size. He can definitely
he's a
get
big body.
boards.
Yeah, he's going to be body.
We don't know.
people.
He probably won't be able to shoot. He's never shot in this hoop before.
Speaking of shooting,
we got a
new rim.
Also a new. We also have a new rim this year. So we were just talking about this before. Rebounds are going to go up. Shot percentages are going down, and so are points per game.
Yeah.
You are no longer going to get those good old rolls that you would get off front and back rim that you did all last year.
When you're shooting from the corner and you were putting that ball in a wedgie in the corner, that's not going in anymore.
Yeah, it has to be pretty damn good to go in.
But yeah, other than
so that's my power rankings.
Other than that Shannon ranking, I agree with you for the most part.
I could get behind bumping them up to 4 or 5.
I see them falling into the top 3 after week 1. I could see that easily.
I could see that, which they're playing. Oh, I should have put up the schedule. Oh no, I do.
Where's the schedule here?
So Team Shannon plays Team Satan. So
That'll be a
depending
battle.
on how they play, both of those teams could
That'll
move around.
be a good game.
So next, I wanted to talk about my hot takes. So I'll start off with one that I already mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I said Mike Shannon is going to slow down being the number 1 option. Last year, a lot of people would put their number 1 on Tassie, and Mike would shoot every time, almost every time. And I think that he's just simply not going to. I'll scroll over here to last year. He put up 70. Where is he? He put up 74 points per game on 48 field goals a game. With Bodie on your team, I mean, we can look. Flanny shot 55, Bodie shot 38. So I don't know. It's probably going to be similar numbers.
I got some word from Bodie that he's going to be dunking a lot more this year. So Bodie,
so
I hope
you
that's
might have
true.
to compete for the ball a little bit more.
I hope that's true, Bodie. I'd like to see some dunks.
Yeah, I mean, so that's my thing. I think it's just going to be impossible to keep up like that. So that's why I put Mike Shannon as a hot take.
I'd like to also give a quick shout out to Ryan Gaffney. Ryan Gaffney
will be back in the driver league this year.
Shout
for
out Ryan.
2 years off.
Yeah,
Because he broke his arm, and then last year didn't play. So
we're happy to have you back, Gaff.
Gaffney will be debuting Friday.
Yeah.
So my second hot take was Cosme team will struggle having 1 solid option, and then I also said you could say that about Team Chung.
Yeah, I could see that. Because for Team Cosme, the thing is that we don't know. Like, I know, we know, most of us know Mo, most of us know Tommy.
We know of them.
But we don't know how they
play.
Yeah. So, Team Cosme is all up in the air, and that ranking could be completely wrong.
Yep. So, that was my kind of hot take with that. And then lastly, I think Team Flanagan will shock people with their success simply off of pure athleticism on that team.
Team Flanagan is just going to tire people out.
Yeah.
Put it that way. Because if you got Flanagan, who, like I said earlier, is pretty much unstoppable. You got Jake, who we played with last year, who will give you a good 40 a game. And shout out to that step back, Jake. That's nasty.
That step back. Whew.
Johnny, I mean, when he subbed last year, you could just see the kid hustling.
Yeah.
Dude is all over the place. Like we said, soccer player.
The soccer players, we got, Brett, Tyler,
and
Jake, Johnny went this year.
Yeah.
They just run around.
When you think about that, those are the kids that are going to be sprinting around, guarding some of your best players half the time.
Yeah. So that was I think they're going to shock a lot of people with actually how good they are.
I agree that your team could shock some people too this year, because a lot of people, like I said earlier, they're like, wow, where's all the scoring going to come from?
Yeah.
But with all your passing, I feel like you'll get a lot of open looks.
Yeah. So that's either like a hit or miss.
Yeah.
Which I think you might not see it week 1. It might be a thing where it develops over a year.
Over a couple weeks.
So I think that would be also a team to watch. You got anything else you want to talk about there?
I think we're good on that topic.
So now we can move on to locks. Locks,
Give me
my
some.
first lock
Give me some.
is, I think, pretty obvious. I would put the house on this one. Connor will continue pure dominance. He's going to score 70 a game. Maybe because the rim will call it 60.
I'm gonna take a hot take and say that he doesn't average 70 a game.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. I'm tripping. I'm thinking about last year still. I was thinking Bodie was on his team. I agree with you now. I was thinking Bodie was still on his team.
Bodie's not on his team. He's going to be shooting every time.
I was thinking Bodie's gonna score a lot more this season, but no.
Yeah.
I agree with that now.
Yeah. So I think Connor 70 points is pretty solid. And then my second lock would be Satan will continue to be an absolute defensive menace. Mm-hmm. I think for the past 4 years the kid's put up 5 and 5 close to every game. 5 steals, 5 blocks.
Our good friend Brian Davies always been putting up good defensive numbers too.
Brian Davies also, but if you look at Brian, no offense, because I'd probably do the same thing. He doesn't try as much on defense. Satan is a gym class hero type.
Yeah.
Hustler on defense.
When you got Satan on your team, you know you're getting defense out of it.
Yeah.
You know you're getting hustle out of it too.
Yeah.
All right. We had some difficulties for a second.
So third lock is going to be sleep of the year will be Brett Fichette. So he had a solid year 3, and then year 4 he was a walking quadruple double. This man put up
He puts
10,
up numbers
16,
across the board.
10, and then 4 steals. But I think one game he had 10 steals.
Brett, I remember that game. Brett will put up numbers across the board for every single game. Dude will get at minimum triple double.
Yes.
I think he'll average triple double this year.
Yeah, I think that's definitely.
And I know we see, looking at the past seasons he's been in the league, Brett typically, we know Brett. He wasn't he didn't shoot the most on his team.
No.
But this
year we are pushing.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot more opportunities this year than he's ever had, and I think he's going to prove himself.
And now something that I didn't have written down, but I do want to talk about, is I think it's going to be interesting to see right here in the point leaders column. Mm-hmm. We have Matt Yaney at 6 at 854. Cosme at 7 at 849. Bodie at 8 with 779. Josh, Rob, those are all 5 guys that I think we're gonna see jump into the 1,000-point club.
Yaney, let's go, baby. We'll get you there.
Needs 146 points. Cosme easy 151.
Yaney,
Cosme will get that in 2 games.
We're getting there by week 3 or 4, Yaney.
3 or 4?
Yeah, we're getting
there. How about week 2?
For week 2?
Week 2.
Week 2. Yaney's putting up what? 75 a game?
He could get there.
Yeah. Let's do it.
If he has the ball.
Let's do it.
Get there.
Let's do it.
But I think that's very interesting to look at. I think those are 5 people that could definitely. Mm-hmm. We could have 10 1,000-point scorers by the end of the season.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty easy. But then these other stats are pretty much blowouts.
Oh, shout out Matt Lindsay. Leads the league in assists.
Leads in assists
by like 200.
Yeah, by 190 something.
If you're on Matt's team, you're gonna be getting the ball.
That's me.
You're gonna be getting the ball in good places.
Yeah. And
if you're on Joe Puyas' team, you're gonna be getting rebounds.
Yeah, that's what I do. And then same thing. You can see Steve carrying the block leaders column, and then Steve also carrying the steals leaders column. Mm-hmm. Those, I mean, I don't really know what the career mark is kind of good for those, so
yeah.
I just wanted to talk about the point leaders. So now, lastly, the last thing that I wanted to talk about were my predictions. So I want to say, game 1.
I'll give my opinion.
The early game is, I'm saying Chung over Madano. I think it'll be a good game from Chung, solid scoring from myself and Brett. If we win, I think if we lose, it'll probably be because we struggled offensively, me and Brett.
I'm gonna go off that and say Madano is capable to put up 80 on you any day. So,
but can we score more than 90 as a team?
If Tyler comes in and is rebounding, if he's improved the jumper, if Jack comes in and is just...
Well, Jack's not playing.
Jack's not playing.
Jack has a sub.
Okay, so that changes the game. So depending on who the sub is, I'd agree that I think you guys may come out on top, depending on how your offensive game flows.
Yeah. So that's game 1, Chung over Madano. Game 2, I have in a close one, Flanny over Cosme. I think Flanny will...
That's a very anticipated, highly anticipated match.
That is a everybody should be there for that.
There's been a lot of talk.
There's a
about that.
lot of talk that's going to happen on in that court, and I am living for it.
I'm ready.
But I think Flanny and Cosme are going to absolute butt heads the entire game.
They're going to be going at it. You're not going to want to miss it.
I don't really know how Mo and Tommy will play, so I would put more money on Jake and John.
Yeah.
I think so. That's why I put Flanny over Cosme.
See, the thing is Mo's a hooper. I know that.
Mo is a hooper on
Mo's
a 10-foot hoop, though.
Mo, we'll see what we can do on
10-foot hoop.
We'll see
This is
what
an
we can
8.5-foot hoop.
We'll see what we can do on 8.5.
He's probably going to be shooting jumpers way over the hoop.
Tommy's got the strap.
Tommy does have a strap on a 10-foot hoop.
Tommy's got. Let's see if it translates. Though.
See, it's a big
We'll
difference.
see if it translates.
That I think you don't necessarily see.
Yeah.
So, do you agree with that?
I agree with that.
All right. Now I have Game 3, Satan over Shannon. I think it'll be another very good game. I think you can put Steve on Mike.
That's a
and
defense game there.
Mike won't have a 100-point game.
The thing is,
On Steve.
Mike versus Steve, those are the top two block leaders I remember seeing.
Yep.
So it's going to be a battle in the paint, I feel like, between those two. And both of those have very, very much improved jump shots.
Yep. Also agree with both of that.
But
So,
like I said, let's see with the new rim. Going to be a game changer.
yeah. But then again, I would also take... So now this is also what I would say. I could easily see Team Shannon beating Team Satan if Bodie gets hot early.
If Bodie gets hot...
If Bodie gets hot like he was shooting last
If
year...
Bodie gets hot, I'm sorry,
I'm
other
putting Team Shannon number 1 or number 2.
I'm sorry, other team, it's done.
Yeah. That would... There's
You
not
guys-
much you can do about that.
you
He
guys-
was making every single shot he took.
You guys saw Bodie in the playoffs last year. I don't think the dude missed. So, it's over.
So, I think that'll be possibly
Actually, who
game
do
of
you
the
say?
week.
I
don't know.
Who do you say for that one?
I said Satan originally.
I got Shannon.
You got Shannon.
I'm taking Team Shannon.
We're going to keep track of this. We're going to have records.
We'll do like
Keep
a little,
records.
but yeah.
Write that down. You got Shannon, I got Satan.
Mike and Bodie are two previous teammates of mine, actually. I was on a team with them, 2 or 3 years ago? So,
2 years ago.
I have good experiences with them.
Yeah. All right, and then Team 4, your team, or Game 4.
You guys already know who I'm going with.
I think that's a little biased.
You guys know who I'm going with.
I got to say Team Howard.
It's a statement game for me.
It is a statement game.
You know, people...
But you're not scoring on Rob.
We might be...
consistently.
Hey, I think I put up like 50, 60 last year against them.
50 is good, but
But like I
you're
said...
also going to have 2 50-point scorers probably on that team.
Yeah, like I said, me, Yaney can put the ball in the hoop. Yaney's another shot creator. Dude will get shots whenever he wants. Novak, I've seen Novak in the gym all summer, all winter, I mean. But this dude's coming in. He's coming in ready. You know, I'm hoping my team can prove some people wrong this year. We're coming in as underdogs, but we're coming in to play.
All right, so those are the 2 differences.
Yeah.
I have Team Howard, you Team Kaz.
It'd be
Nice
wrong if I
team.
went with Team Howard. I don't think I could do that.
That's a fair point. That's a fair
I don't
point.
think you'd ever go against your team. I'd hope not.
I mean, I might. If I'm a betting man, maybe.
Yeah, if we're putting bets down, but you know.
I mean, let's
If we're
lay down
just-
the odds
If
here.
we're just talking, you know.
What's the lock of the week? What's the lock of the week?
Lock of the week? What are the games looking like?
These are the games.
Lock of the
Chung Madano, Flanny Cosme, Satan Shannon, Howard Kaz.
Lock of the week. Man, dude, all those games are
That's
so
all
even.
good games, and that's what I love about this year in the
Like
draft.
this would not be a fairly like. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, but there's like no lock. I feel like all those games are going to be close if they play like they're anticipated to play. You got anything to say about that?
In my opinion, this also could be a little biased.
It's going to be Howard versus Kaz.
No.
Oh.
I was gonna say Chung over Madano is my lock.
I might agree with that, just because of the fact that Madonna's going to have a sub. That might be the lock of the week. Because, like we said,
I
Flanny
think
versus
all these
Cosme.
other games can go back and forth. I can see this one game going more one way.
Josh, I'm sorry, but just because you do have a sub, I
He
got
loves the underdog though, so he's gonna be loving. He's gonna be over here rubbing his hands to this.
I'm with you on that, Josh. I'm with you on that.
So I hate to do it, but I gotta do it. And now, game of the week. What would you put your game of the week?
Game of the
Other
week.
than your game.
I think the only right option is Flanny versus Cosme.
I agree. That is going to be the matchup to watch.
I think that's the only. I would say that over my team, even if I was allowed to. I think
Yeah.
there's just been so much anticipation behind this game. I think that's something you're not going to want to miss.
Yeah. So then, last thing, I want to do a little season predictions.
Some MVP predictions or like
I'd
that?
say, yeah, we can do MVP, Depoy, Rookie of the Year.
I think the Depoy's already in the bag.
Depoy is in the bag. Steve Satan.
Congrats, Steve.
Congrats. Now let's talk about the MVP trophy we got here. This is new this year. It's a little fancy little trophy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think Flanny goes back to back.
You think Flanny goes back to back?
I think Flanny goes back to back.
I'm gonna make a bold take here.
Bold take.
MVP this season. Gabe Cosme.
Gabe Cosme on the return.
I got Gabe Cosme.
I can see it.
I got Gabe Cosme on a revenge tour this season.
I can see it.
I think he's coming back.
All right, so now Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year. So for rookies, we have Tommy, Mo, Jack, and Johnny.
Here's my Rookie of the Year. Mo. Mo, I know what you could do on 10 feet.
Mo Glizzy!
I know what you could do on 10 feet, Mo. I hope it translates to 8.
Dinner. I honestly agree with that. I'd also go with Mo. Mo or Tommy. Either of those two.
Yeah. Team Cosme is solid.
And then, so we talked about MVP. If you had, no, I'm not gonna. We can't talk about champs.
Yeah,
I think champs.
We'll wait for that after next week or something.
Yeah.
Once we see some teams play.
Yeah. Points per game leader. Flanny.
I
think Flanny.
I can see Flanny just because we know his teammates are known for hustle, but like I said,
he's going to be shooting the shots.
Jake could put the ball in the hoop, but Flanny, based off last season, is going to put up shots, and he's going to make them too.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see that being Flanny.
Rebounds.
It's got to be Joe Puya.
I mean, I won't bet against myself.
I mean, I feel like I stack up a good amount of rebounds.
You stack up good. Kurt. Kurt is a sleeper.
Kurt.
Kurt,
like I said earlier,
was
championship
a
rebounder.
23 rebounds per game type player.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's got Steve on his team though.
Let's look at some of the averages here. Well, you can talk.
Steve's on his team, so I think Kurt will drop a little bit. But it was also, we had a small sample size. Scroll down.
Yeah.
Kurt only played 3 games last year and
Yeah.
had 23.3 rebounds. So I think he would also be a sleeper pick for rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
And then assists, I think, is a lock.
I think it's gonna be Matt Lindsay.
Matt Lindsay has led the league in assists, I think every year except for the first.
I think this guy's team has 2 candidates for that. I think Matt or Brett are either going to lead the league in assists.
Second last year in the league. And then blocks.
Blocks.
I know he said Steve, but I could also see either Flanny. Now
Mike.
we have Gabe in the league.
I can see Mike.
Now
too.
we have Mike. We have a lot of good candidates for blocks leaders.
I could even see Rob.
Or sleeper, Mike Novak.
Mike
Novak had a lot of blocks last year.
Shout out Novak. Mike Novak. He's been in the gym, like I said. He's coming. He's coming.
So I think that one's really up in arms.
I think the league would love to see Novak have a good season.
I'm here for it.
I think the people would love that.
I think the people are all here for it. And then last one, steals. I could see any of the soccer kids getting it, realistically.
I could see Jake.
I could see Brett.
I could see
Steve.
I could see, like you said, soccer
Steve
players.
Last year? Steve had 4 last year. Brett had 4.1. Did Flanny? Flanny had 3.2. Madonna. I take that back. I think Madonna leads the league in steals.
Madonna did lead the league. Like we were just saying, Madonna led the league
last year in steals. I think he'll do it again.
Madonna also had a rough season last year with one of his key players, Matt Emma, who we took with the first
overall draft pick. Tore his ACL for the 3rd time.
Something like that. That's terrible.
It's terrible. I see what you did there.
Jeez, come on.
I'm sorry, Memo.
We're sorry.
I'm sorry.
I didn't mean it.
That's terrible.
Come on.
That's terrible.
I wasn't thinking that until he said it.
Alright. So yeah, that's kind of all I got.
Yeah, I think
that's a good way to wrap up.
I think it was a good podcast. You know, we were aiming for 10 minutes, but
I think we had about 47.
I think it went a little bit too far, but we had fun doing it. We're gonna be definitely doing this every week.
We're gonna be doing this every week. We can think about every Wednesday if you want, or we could possibly move it earlier on the week.
We'll figure out some schedule.
We'll figure out a schedule. I'm hoping to do highlights, and I'm hoping to do podcasts.
I'm planning on definitely doing weekly highlights.
All right, cool.
Like I said, I sent out a text before. If anyone's looking for tapes, mixtapes, anything, shoot me a text. I'll be there to film every game. You know.
Or custom shoes.
Shout out Puya Paints.
Yeah, but
other than that,
highlights. That guy.
Let us know if you have any ideas for the next podcast.
Yep.
Other than that, I got nothing to say. Thanks for tuning
Signing
in.
off, episode 1.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Let's go.
We'll go.